Hello and welcome to Ask the Gov. Let's begin. The first question comes from Clint from Jewel via Facebook. Clinton asks, how are we going to address the funding shortfall as it relates to roads and bridges? Well, I'm really pleased to report that in the last year we had the biggest road and bridge building program in the state's history, thanks to the leadership of Paul Trombino, our director of the DOT. First, he has identified $38 million of annual savings by reducing administrative costs and running things more efficiently at the Department of Transportation. Also, because of the flood in 2011 in western Iowa, we had a lot of damage that was done, and we had to live with a FEMA rule that said that we had 6 months to rebuild it in order to get full federal reimbursement. Unfortunately, the flood started in June and the water did not go down till September. But the FEMA said that we only had 6 months from June. Despite that, the Department of Transportation worked with the contractors and put together a strategy to work around the clock and rebuild Interstate 680 and the roads and bridges in western Iowa. We got it done within the 6 months from June. So in other words, we got it done before the end of 2011, and the federal government, FEMA, came through with full reimbursement. So we were able to use that additional money and the savings from administrative costs to do substantial work last year. Looking to the future, we do have a pending shortfall coming because people are using more fuel-efficient vehicles. We're seeing more electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles. And we need to look at ways in which we can continue to find more efficiencies. And one thing that I know is being talked about is increasing the user fees paid by those people that use our roads through the gas and diesel fuel fees that they pay at the pump. I, however, believe that we need to assure Iowans their taxes are going to go down. And so I want to see a comprehensive property tax reduction that will provide $400 million in property tax relief over the next 4 years approved in the legislature before we consider increasing the road user fees. I'm hopeful that we'll see the property tax reduction, and then there will be an opportunity to discuss that, which would also provide help for cities and counties as well as the state in our transportation needs. Our second question comes from Rob in Des Moines via Facebook. Rob asks, what is the future of Amtrak and high-speed rail in Iowa? Well, Amtrak is a federal program, and I believe it's going to continue in our state. Our third question comes from Mary in Ottawa via email. Mary asks, Nebraska is proposing eliminating income tax. South Dakota already has no state income tax. Will Iowa eliminate its state income tax? With the present makeup of the Senate, and Senator Joe Bolcom from Iowa City being chairman of the Ways and Means Committee that writes tax legislation, I think the chances of seeing an elimination of the income tax in Iowa are really not feasible. I would hope in future years that we can look at ways that we can further reduce the Iowa income tax. Iowa does have full federal deductibility, so as federal taxes go up, Iowa income taxes go down because they're 100% deductible on the Iowa tax return. I believe that reducing Iowa's very high property taxes for commercial and industrial as well as residential and agriculture property can help make our state more competitive. And this year I have focused on education reform and reducing the property tax burden for all classes of property.